Hello there guys and welcome to the first video regarding thermal physics. So we'll start off with this chapter in our physics journey, and today we'll discuss what the examiner wants you to learn regarding transfer of thermal energy, which is the first topic which we will cover. Okay, so let's begin. Transfer of thermal energy. Now there are three things. The content of this is basically depends on these three things, which I'll highlight right here: conduction, convection, and radiation. So these three things, these three concepts are very important in order to understand what basically is transfer of thermal energy. So the examiner wants us to describe how to distinguish between good and bad conductors of heat. It wants us to describe in terms of movement of molecules or free electrons कि heat transfer solid के अंदर होती कैसे. How does it happen? It wants us to tell us कि describe convection in fluids. Okay, now fluids is a confusing term. Let me simplify it for you. So fluids, it's basically liquid and gas. So it's both liquid and gas. It's not only liquid. Okay, तो वो बोल रहा है कि describe convection in fluids in terms of what? In terms of density changes. Now this is an important term, density changes. Okay, it wants us to also describe the process of heat transfer by radiation, which he further goes in detail with the fact कि वो बोल रहा है मुझे ये बताओ कि effect of surface color क्या होगा, texture क्या होगा, on what. He also tells us what? He tells us on the emission, absorption, and the reflection of radiation. So he wants us to know each and everything and every effect of radiation and how does it affect the emission and the absorption. Okay, it wants us to tell how to distinguish between good and bad emitters and good and bad absorbers of what? Of infrared radiation, which we will go in a lot of detail. It wants us to describe how heat is transferred to or from buildings or to and from a room. Okay, lastly, it wants us to explain the use of important practical methods. Okay, important practical methods of what? Of thermal insulation for buildings. So this is the basics for transfer of thermal energy, what the examiner wants us to learn, and inshallah we'll learn each and everything regarding this topic. So thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Allah Hafiz.